Hello again, YouTube. This is the truth, man. Giving you the truth. The truth. And people been arguing in the comments. Hey, lady, ain't nothing personal. It's not personal. I don't hate you. I don't like all your ways, and I just believe in protecting myself and other guys, showing them how to protect themselves from them courts, from them peoples, and from whatever else. So don't take this stuff personal. Just make sure you ain't the type of person that's going to be the person or do the stuff we talking about, and you'll be fine. But on this one, we talking about 9 ways social media has damaged people and is terrible. Yes, I like YouTube. I like some aspects of social media. I had an Instagram, but I don't even know how to get on it. My Instagram was Lee Howard. I don't even remember the password or anything to it. I pretty much made it to be like a shadow for this. That's it. Trying to get where I need to get on YouTube. But I don't even be on there. Same thing with TikTok. I don't really need no TikTok anyway. But Facebook, I have a Facebook. I don't like Facebook. Facebook is too, people on there is too shallow. A lot of times you'll be posting stuff and won't nobody respond. Don't take it personal. Don't feel no kind of way over it. That's just how Facebook is. Don't worry about it. But 9 ways social media has damaged people, and it's terrible. It's terrible. Even if you like it, it's still terrible. It's like destroying relationships. You wonder what happened with these women. I could tell you in the 90s, it was easier to find a unicorn. Now, some people don't believe unicorns exist. Like Immortal Minds, he don't believe they exist. Some other people don't believe they exist. Me personally, I think every now and then, every here and there, a person might look up and find a woman that hasn't been corrupted. But let's get into this. 9 ways social media has damaged people, and it's terrible. Number 1, it really made most people antisocial. You ever seen how it could be a bunch of people in a room and it's quiet, they all on their phones? Antisocial. Antisocial. I can remember a time when I worked in a nursing home back in 2006, which was pretty much before social media. It's like we were like a one unit, like we were one. You couldn't have a problem with one of us without having a problem with all of us. And if the person in our group was wrong, we told them. That's how we did things. And it was like I never, out of all my jobs, that was like the only job where I would say people was like that. Like people were not at each other's throats like that. We pretty much got along, the whole crew we was in. It was like I was a utility aide, but we like housekeeping basically. And that was just one of my jobs, but I did that first shift. And I used to duck off in them rooms, watch soap operas, all kind of stuff. Nobody said nothing. Do anything on these jobs now. Anything. And everybody's going to know, and everybody's going to tell. Because people they're evil. They were evil back then, but like people were, like the early part of the 2000s was a lot different. And I'm sure a lot of y'all can attest to what I'm saying. So, number 1, they made most people antisocial. Less conversations, more looking at phones, like I said. Number 2, it causes the idolization of mere people. Like this little social proof stuff. That stuff did not fly in the 90s, early 2000s. That's this social media stuff. That's this social media era, social proofs. So now you have more people with no friends. You have more people with no relationship because of social media. I'm telling you, because it didn't, like in the 90s, man, like a person could not even be as attractive But if how they carried themselves, people still deal with them. Like now, like some people gonna swipe right past you if they think you're not attractive, and the attractive person could be the one that's leading them to the gates of hell, and they'll listen to them. They'll listen to them, and that's how people get grifted on. Guys be on here having little phony businesses and renting cars, saying it's their car, all kind of stuff. And they grift on you and they make you think they're successful, so you start giving them money. The same thing happened with the preachers in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like in the church, by the year 2000, like it was still popping, like the church, but like it was starting to fade off. And I would say by the time social media came around, church was done. I could have really put that on this list, but I didn't, because the church, who's taking up for them? Who's taking up for them? Like they're not doing what they could do in the communities. Like these churches be having millions of dollars and they members still be getting evicted and all kind of stuff. But yet they gave you way more money through the years than that little money that they owe to keep themselves from losing their car or losing that rental or whatever. And these pastors always came up with excuses not to help people. So, number 2, it causes the idolization of mere people. Number 3, it creates depression and stress for friendly and or weaker people. Let's say it's a person and there's nothing wrong with you wanting friends. But it's something wrong with you needing friends, because see, you're supposed to enjoy your own life. So if you ain't got no friends, you keep living. Eventually you gonna meet somebody and y'all gonna hang out, y'all gonna go fishing or something like that. But you gotta be careful with these people now anyways, because what if, it's a lot of Jeffrey Dahmer type of mindsets out here. And you think you looking for a friend or for this or that, and you find more than you expect in your arm and somebody freezer. So don't focus on that too much. And matter of fact, I would tell y'all, young and older, like you start hanging with somebody, the further you go where they at, make sure you got people with you. Make sure you got people with you that see who's around, that if something happens, they know who was around, so on and so forth. Like the first couple times, like y'all deal with a girl and you go where she at, take some people with you, or make her come to you the first couple times. Because I'm going to tell you something from my past life and from what I see and stuff like this. If a person is trying to set you up, they're going to get discouraged very quickly. Like most people ain't going to wait no 4 months, 5 months, stuff like that. So you make them come where you at, it's going to discourage them. I'm telling you. So, number 4, promote liberal ideals. Like most of these social media and streaming video, all this stuff, you say anything too conservative, they're gonna delete your channel, they're gonna delete your comment or whatever. Because social media is liberalism, and liberalism is control. That's what it's all about, to control your money, where you got to go to them for everything. So it promotes liberal ideas. Number 5, promotes cancel culture. I be seeing people on YouTube, such and such should be canceled. Oh, really? What about you? Should you be canceled? All that doxing you be doing. People be on here talking about who should be canceled, but they be doxing people. Listen, I don't need to dox none of y'all. I can beat you in an argument. I can make you give up and get... And by the way, if you getting personal in an argument, like if you making assumptions, you losing the argument. Like what people try to do is they question your sanity, stuff like that. I've seen them do it. Like I told y'all, I be in the shadows just watching a lot of stuff. And it's this particular group of people. They don't have no talking points. All they do is try to gang up on everybody that go on there. They don't have no talking points. You got the one that try to sound intelligent that I would just destroy. So, and then I notice when they start getting destroyed, they get personal. And then the little cheerleaders be trying to back. Listen, that's why social media is a problem, man. Because you got that kind of stuff going on too. You got people, again, any of us can be anything we want on these platforms. But you got people that go on there and act like what they saying is right. And some of them will believe it's right, but that don't mean it is. So it creates that type of stuff, that group bullying and all that, where, you know, you go on a panel and it's you basically against all of them. Number 6, it is trying to kill freedom of speech. It's trying to kill freedom of speech. Again, that's a slippery slope. Because what people don't realize is when you get rid of freedom of speech, you also getting rid of the right to bear arms and abolishment of slavery. See, they don't tell you that. They just try to unfairly when people like me tell you the truth, they try to push my videos to the back so you won't learn. But when you dealing with trying to take away freedom of speech, you just understand that all them other freedoms is tied to freedom of speech. So when you vote for people who gonna do that, get ready. Get ready. Why have social media if people can't express what they really think? Now, I know it should be limits, but really it shouldn't. Like, if somebody is just going too far, it's different. Talking about certain things and then, you know, presenting a danger, that's two different things. But they try to lump them together, trying to control. Number 7, it is anti-biblical, thus leading to chaos. It's anti-biblical. How can a guy brandish a gun and not get his social media taken away? He brandishing a gun, making threats, but then somebody else talk about vaccines, this and that, and you get rid of them. Number 8, it is overrun with secret agents, grifters, and ill-intended people. People that just purposely trying to be up to no good are on social media. People who they known con artists and scammers, but yet they can get on here with a few nicely clean outfits, clean shaven, nice car, and grift on people. That's social media. And number 9, last but not least, is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying has many forms. One of the forms is when somebody, like, what they should do, they should have a cap on how many messages you can have on your DMs and not get flagged or not get they should make it where you have to respond to a certain number of messages, or they gonna delete them or do something. Well, that's one way cyberbullying is going on, is that people not responding to people. People take that the wrong way. Like, if you're not gonna respond to somebody, then why they on your page? That's what I'm saying about social media. It's just not right, man. It's not. Like, why would you be friends with someone that you're not going to talk to, that you're not going to respond to? Like, anybody that say something to me on my page and I see it, if I got time, I'm going to respond to it. If I don't got time, I'm going to respond to it later. But to me, that's just childish and ignorant to read somebody's stuff and not respond. Like, but that's social media. And I want to tell you, kids especially, listen, don't define yourself by that garbage. That's not, if people, okay, for instance, let's say your enemy at your school, somebody who don't like you, is popular on social media and they telling people, man, forget him, there's that. You see what I'm talking about? So now you got other people joining in on your shenanigans, which is another reason why it's bad. And that happens all the time in high school. Y'all ever see the movie Friend Request? It's like a horror movie, but check it out on Netflix. It's called Friend Request. So don't define yourself by anything with social media or by any negative thing with people. I don't care if it's your parents. I don't care if it's your grandparents. I don't care if you grew up with a group of guys and they don't talk to you no more. Do not let that stop you from accomplishing. Do not let it stop you from enjoying your life, from having